doesn't know it yet, but it's a must-have. When I started at BCG, a lot of spreadsheets, a lot of manual processes, a lot of people just doing stuff on their own and not realizing the impact. People signing contracts for things that they don't understand, and all of a sudden we move an office and I have $200,000 in early termination fees.
Well, I think it's a must-have. With the amount of circuitry, with the amount of services that you need to run a business now, you're not going to have more headcount. You need to use services instead, and being able to have a platform in which you can see the spend, you can see the orders, you can efficiently walk through all of that. It's worth its weight, because you're not, standing up an army in order to do cell phone provisioning or circuit provisioning or the orders.
I think we may not know it yet, but I think with as aggressive as we're trying to be at being efficient and not being a burden of cost to the rest of the business who's generating the revenue, I think our ability to report quickly, to inventory, to manage from top to bottom without necessarily adding the headcount, I think is extremely important to us to have.
Yeah.
Death to the spreadsheet, because I can't scroll sideways that far. So having something that is searchable, that can produce reports, that can give me analytics and intelligence behind what we're doing,
right,
it's an absolute must.
So the hook that Liz used on me was telecom expense management, right? That's what vCom was in my mind. And really, to be honest, until yesterday, that was still primarily what vCom was. Really, the last couple days now, I've kind of slowly began to wake up to the fact that there's more to it. One of the big advantages that I've seen already is this kind of a horror story, sort of like what you're talking about. We had a line, we went through the process of moving lines over to vCom, let you guys manage it. And there was one that came up and I didn't know what it was. And so I asked someone who'd been at the bank longer than I have, and I've been there 19 years. I said, "What is this?" And he said, "Oh my Lord, that's something we had to an office across the street that we closed 20 years ago. I'm still paying for it."
Wow.
When I approach my CFO and say, IT R&D is costing us this much money because X, Y, and Z, and here's the dashboard that shows you exactly what's going on with this particular group, and this is what their AWS spend looks like, and this is what I had to get a bigger circuit because of these guys, and this is what this cost looks like, and it's starting to get the holistic picture of exactly what the business is costing IT to run. It's not so much IT's the drag on the G&A spend. We're the partner that makes and enables your business to run. That's a whole piece of digital transformation and all of those other things, and you have to show the value of it, right? And this tool does that for me. It makes it consumable, which is nice.
We had one analyst that would take this entire bill and put it into the system, and it would take her half a day, 4 or 5 hours, to get this thing just into the system. By us bringing all that stuff in and getting the bills run through and through vCom, now we're still not done, but currently our process went from the 4 or 5 hours down to about 20 minutes.
You couldn't give them any granularity or visibility into why IT was $4 million overspent again in communications, right? And then I got that. And then I got the tool and I forecasted it all out. We used to get like 168 bills or something insane. From a consolidation then so you consolidated it, you looked at it, you created that visibility, put the analytics around it. We're like, you're spending $2 million like a year on things you don't use.